Hey guys, Anders here with episode 3 of the Starting Over Progression series. It's been about a month since the start of our journey to Softcap, and we've made incredible progress, though I will admit I haven't really been active on this account for the past week or so due to some prep I've needed to do on my main account. The central marketplace is coming soon, so until that releases, I won't be able to dedicate the amount of time I want for the series. In a way, it's actually okay since we've already reached what I like to call the cycle of BDO. We've reached the point where our progression every day is simply log in, grind for 2 to 3 hours in Valencia, enhance your next item, in this case it's our Dandelion, fail or succeed, it doesn't matter, and then we AFK fish overnight. You sell the fish in the morning, turn off the game, or you get back to AFK fishing till we go again and grind 2 to 3 hours in Valencia and just repeat. Of course, you want to be doing as many world bosses as possible throughout the day, but that is basically the cycle of BDO when you reach this point. There are other avenues you can take, like more life scaling approaches that are good, but require a lot more setup, and it's something I will be going over in a separate beginner guide where I go over life skills, what they're good for, and give you some hints on how to make some money along the way. The real problem I have with telling you outright what to do for money when it comes to life skills is that when I tell you one method of making silver with one life skill, it automatically becomes less profitable the moment everyone starts doing it. It's going to be tricky to figure out a good way to give you ideas on how to make money without outright telling you. But anyways, enough of that. What this week's episode is mainly about is how far we've gotten. A lot of people are still surprised that we've progressed so far, and really today I want to go over exactly what happened these past couple of weeks. Mainly we've gotten a couple upgrades, but nothing too crazy. Luck aside, we've taken advantage of events in this game. They were able to give us extra income and resources to advance, but the main difference I noticed from progressing nowadays than when I was progressing in my first month back when I returned to the game in late 2016 is you simply make a lot more money than you used to back then. A lot more. Grind spots have been buffed over time, so you can grind a lot of places and make a decent income. Use that money to buy resources or enhance with and continue grinding in that location or some other place. That's the basic way of progression, and really the only way that you can progress in the early stages, especially because it only requires pets and weight isn't that much of an issue if you can keep your horse nearby to unload the trash loot you get. Inventory does become a bit of an issue in some places because they drop a lot of armor and weapons, but it's not awful. It does become even more problematic with events like this, with the Cakewalk event, where the event items don't stack. So for those, you may want to bring a wagon to help you out, or an elephant, since those have more inventory slots to help you out. So what did we gain since last time? Well, how about a Tri-Zarga? You're not too bad. We managed to snipe a prize Zarga from the market and enhance it to Tri on 3 attempts with around a 30% chance each time. That gave us a nice accuracy boost and a slight AP boost, which is nice. I managed to snipe an Often Tet main hand as well, which is awesome, but completely useless to us right now since we have other items we need before we start thinking of enhancing an Often Tet. Often is mainly for higher gear level builds since you're trading some accuracy for AP, and right now that's not a good trade for us. Zarka is just simply more important. Often Tet though is nice to have in storage, seeing as that it is one of the rarest boss items to get right now. We also managed to snipe a Pride Dandelion, which has proven to be one of those items you wish never existed. In your time with BDO, you're gonna get a few items that just refuse to enhance no matter what you do. I was so sure this item was not gonna click Tri that I started pushing 3 stacks into the Tet range. Had the Dandy gun up to Tri while clicking it in the 60s. I would have felt really bad and stupid, but my faith in this item being cursed panned out, and we managed to get a 67 stack, which I then boosted to 77 using Valk's Cry we got from events and attendance awards. The reason I boosted the stack was to do something special for the 1 month mark of this progression series. This is not something you'd want to do early on, but we had almost enough crons. I think I spent around 100 millions in crons to reach the safe enhance point where you could go for Tet on our Zarka. It failed to enhance, but at least we got a Tet attempt in 30 days into a fresh account. That's pretty cool, to be honest. And as a new player, again, you shouldn't do that. I just want to clarify this point. Well, we did this for fun and as a why not sort of deal, mainly because it was a 30 days since we started and we wanted to do something fun for it. It doesn't make sense to go for Tet 30 days in when you have so many other pieces you want to work on. So just keep that in mind. So now we have around 200 million in the bank. We're out of Blackstones and Sharps to keep going for enhancements on the Dandy. So we need to stockpile some more and make another go for try. In other gains, we managed to buy a +10 Balanos fishing rod, and I started going through the main quest on both my fishing and life skill alts to get them more inventory from the story. It's been surprisingly difficult to find people to run relic scrolls with as well. I'm not sure if it's to do with no one running relics or just the time difference being more of a factor. Relic runs are some of the most boring content in this game, but it's also the best way to use relics we get from our AFK fishing sessions. You always want to run them in a group, especially if you're new, since you get extra memory fragments and hunter seals from helping others with their scrolls. The main source of memory fragments does come from our Valencia scrolls though. They're the best in terms of memory fragments per scroll and per time, since they're quicker to get through. We really want to get some T3 pets sooner rather than later, but I'm still not sure whether or not to wait for March sales, which is when the game's launch anniversary events happen. This isn't a free-to-play run, but it also isn't a spend all our money run either, so I'm trying not to spend too much in a short amount of time. I was planning on waiting till March, but our progression has been a lot faster than I anticipated. But if I do spend, you'll know everything I spent on the account will be added at the end of each episode, so we can keep track on how much we spent overall. And so far, it's just the initial $60. Now, in terms of guild status, I've decided to look for another guild, since the one we've joined is, well, I don't know how to put this. This will happen a lot, so it's actually good that it happened to us, so I can point out something that tends to happen. Okay, so a lot of bigger guilds are actually husk guilds. That means they may look big, but they're pretty empty and lifeless except for a few actives. That's okay, except that guild is not sustainable and leads to terrible payouts per week. I couldn't even get my daily pay because there weren't even 10 people online in such a big guild. Now, if you find yourself in a guild like that, I say try and get as much out of it as possible and move on to another guild. Most guilds don't require a gear score check, and you should find a more lively one eventually. And when you do, you should get around 450 gear score, and that's when you want to find a more aspiring Node War guild and join them. You know, get some experience in Node Wars, try to progress enough to join another guild, or just stick with that crew and have fun with the game, since guilds are also the social aspect of the game. I've been asked to make my own guild on EU, but honestly, since I don't main this account right now, I wouldn't be active enough to be a good leader. But moving on, Shadow Arena just got buffed, but also received a pay-to-win advantage, which sucks, but using a Camisole Blessing will give you additional gift boxes that can net you more memory fragments or rarer accessories. I don't think it's a big deal, but it obviously does make it more profitable for those who pay for Camisole Blessing. I think using the free Camisole Blessing they gave us for Shadow Arena is kind of silly. We want to use that when we have more gear and better pets to take full advantage of it, since just using it for Shadow Arena isn't that good because Shadow Arena isn't active all the time. The reward structure for Shadow Arena has changed, which should make it more stable income as well. And once the value pack I have runs out, I'll start doing more Shadow Arena on this account to see how good it is for us. Best I've placed is second. I think my average is 5th place or something like that, but that's sure to go down as I haven't played in a while. We have to work on the Dandy to try first, then it's just a matter of waiting till we have enough resources to start enhancing our Nuver to try. I'll be starting at base +0 on the Nuver simply because it will allow us to build some smaller fail stacks. And we're also running out of character slots for enhancements, which can be an issue. One way around that is to buy blacksmith books from the blacksmith to extract smaller fail stacks under 30 for later use. That way we don't have the need to buy extra character slots. In terms of energy, I'm using most of it to roll on workers and Night Vendor. Night Vendor rolls are mostly in hopes we get cheap sharps and blackstones. It would be smart to roll Night Vendor though when you have at least 400 million in the bank, in case you're looking for a specific boss item. I have an older Night Vendor guide on my channel that is still fairly relevant, so take a look at that to see what the price ranges are for most items. I want to be using our energy for gathering on our life skill alt as well, but time is limited at the moment with me playing 2 accounts at the same time. It's not something I want to keep doing because I feel myself burning out from having to juggle both. I'm obviously pushing post soft cap on my main account, so it's a bit daunting going from our progression account to my main account where it's just night and day in terms of how much money I can currently make. I'm confident though with enough time we can reach that point. I'm just hoping central market just comes sooner rather than later so I can unload the billions worth of items I have and focus on this progression series full time. Right now, what I'm doing to prepare is trying to snipe high-end accessories and items that I know get pre-ordered for more money than they're currently valued. Enhancing material is capped at a lower threshold than accessories and armor, so I think buying enhancing mats to sell later might not be profitable. That could change, of course, but it doesn't seem to be the case right now. If you have a Gaiath, Red Nose, Begs, Muskins, or a Zarka in storage, you can safely sell them now for more money rather than later. The exception would be if they're Tri or above. You will get a little bit more money after the new marketplace gets released. These boss items are not highly sought after at the moment. That's why I don't think their price is going to go up too much. Eurogons, often Tet, Nuver, Dandelions, and to some extent Kudums are valued highly at the moment, so it's a good idea to sit on those until the new market. If you have spare Ogre rings and other AP yellow accessories, you want to save them from when the new market comes. There are other things you should do, but those are mostly restricted for veterans like me who have been playing for a while. It's fairly simple, but I'm not going to get into it. For newer players, your best bet is simply saving those lucky drops, like I said, or selling the ones that won't rise in price too much to invest or bid on items you need to progress right now. Blue accessories overall won't rise too much, so don't worry about those. And that's all I got for you guys for this episode. A little shorter than the other ones, though that's mainly because I've been focusing on my main account more these days. That will change once the new market is in place. Next episode should be longer as we get into trying to reach 250 CP to be able to manage a node empire more efficiently. And let me know what you thought about this video in the comments down below. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the channel. Every sub helps as we continue to grow. If there are any questions you may have, please don't hesitate to ask me privately, in game or on Twitch. I'm always happy to help. My family name on EU is Mioka, and my family name on NA is Gane. And as always, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for listening. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.